Hello and welcome. So here's a backyard update, and I'm going to start from this back gate. All this honeysuckle has grown in, and what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to tie a string and put this all towards up and over. It's grown up very nicely. There's some back there, but I have to cut it back. I was going to use this dead tree as well. It's not dead actually, but I was going to use the same method of stringing it up. I'll come back to that later. Honeysuckle growing in. So this was very bare over the winter, but all the honeysuckles coming in. It's Japanese honeysuckle. Very nice berries when it's done with the flowering. Down here, which I just cut and trimmed this to make it look bushy. I don't want it climbing up this silverberry tree. Still have to cut that one down because that one's dead. And here we go, all along here. My loblolly is growing so tall. I did clear the branches from the back so that it didn't get in its way from growing. And I have this other tree here that I would like to shape. Some of the things I was waiting for it. This is a sour gum that I'm gonna keep because I like the way the leaves look, almost like a maple. It's very nice. And what I was gonna say is I left some things alone to see how they grew in, so I could just cut the dead off and shape it nicely here now in the spring. If I look down below, here's this shade wallflower patch I showcased in one of my shorts. It is coming in. With the wallflowers, you just let them grow in. I think you mow over them the first year, and then the second year you let them grow, and I think by the third year they really bloom up nicely. They could still flower this first year. I have that patch of swamp sunflower coming up. I have the yahugas blooming, which I was going to put some more down maybe along the edge here, but they spread out pretty well, and this is like a slopey area. Here's another patch of the wildflowers here with all the silverberry flowers that fell. And what I noticed just yesterday was that this was fallen over because I have a cedar back there. But this had fallen over. So I don't know if I should cut this back because it's kind of like flopped down there. And it wasn't. So I'm not sure if a squirrel got to it or something and broke the branch off. There was a weak spot. So I trimmed back this corner. I had some muscadine grapevines that never gave any fruit, but they went up into the trees, and I cut them back to see, because I like the color. They turn a nice orange, and just like the Virginia creeper, they turn a nice fall color, and the Virginia creeper turns red. Now my peach tree is a delight, and I can show you how some of the fruit is growing. And there's a fruit, and I'm excited. There's a fruit there, and there's a fruit there. And when there's a cluster, I don't know if I could pick one off to give the other more of the energy. Like go below here, I think there's another one down here. And I'm excited about it. I picked off some sprouts that came up on the bottom. I have a line here. I don't know if they're zinnias, but they're sprouting. I showed them in the last video and they were flat. That was last month. We're in April, first week of April now. It rained a whole lot of good heavy rain yesterday. I have another patch of swamp sunflower here. Coming here, I have some lamb's ear, which I love, and I have some other things. I think that's a black-eyed Susan. I have some mountain mint on this corner because you really don't have to do anything with it, and it'll come up nicely. And I'm waiting on this banana tree. Let me step back. To come up in this patch that I have it, which I overwintered with a lot of leaves and compost, kitchen scraps. But it looks like there's something right there coming up. The sun is on this side. It comes over from the east. And it looks like it's coming up there. So I'm happy about that. So let me step back and show you this red maple's coming in. And that just fills up. Right now it's just peaking. I see that the maples are the last to come out. So here's my former hugelkultur. I have a bunch of clover back there. The patch that I was told to cover with grass, and I did. And this front half went pretty well when I did it in the fall. There's a lot of weeds in there, which I don't mind. There's some onions too and some garlic, but I could just mow over there. There's like a giant clover patch back there, which I'm gonna leave so it'll spread because clover is good. And maybe the rabbits that come up out of the woods will stick to that patch and not bother my other stuff. So it's growing up. And these tulips came up. I'm going to pull up the bulbs. I don't know if they're just too old, but they don't get enough sun. Maybe I can move them to the front and take a chance because they did not give me tulips. They just come up green, and I don't know why that happens. I have this blackberry that's growing pretty well, and it's pretty good. It's all the way up here. And I have it contained there that I was allowed to keep, and I emphasize the word allowed. I also have a blackberry here that's coming up and looking good. In my other videos it was like nothing, but it came up. Just left that stick there to mark it, and I'm gonna put a cage on it eventually, I guess, to separate it. I also have a comfrey here. This looks like an echinacea. That might be garlic. Then I have this, my wonderful blueberry, which I pruned back. There's bee balm back there, which is wonderful. Don't have to do much of anything with it. I put a stake because they flop over sometimes if they're not close together to lean on each other. But you see this blueberry is looking good. The birds get to it. And I didn't put fertilizer down, but today's Tuesday and it's going to rain on Friday or Thursday night, so I want to do a little mow over and put out. I just have hollytone, and the blueberries like that kind of soil. I think it's acidic, and so I'm gonna toss that all over, and before the rain, mow. So nothing came up here. I had Rose of Sharon seeds. My seeds did not come up. I had some trumpet, Jimson weed here that did not come up by seed. I winter sowed these. Here's my Rose of Sharon cuttings that I got from my pruning. I had some pomegranate seeds here, and they don't look like they're coming up at all. So I'm waiting for that. Here I have some gaillardia in my winter sow that is coming up. It looks like two. I don't know if that second one on the right is an actual gaillardia, but I do believe that the one on the left is. I have a wild blue indigo that grew from seed, and I put many seeds in here, about 8 to 10, and only one came up, but I'm grateful for it. It's good. This is my oregano pot that had been kicked over and my sign broke off. But I can fix it. And I also put more oregano seeds in there and hoping that they will sprout up in this corner, in this area in the front. All right, so I just discovered that a root that I planted last year, forgot what it was, ends up being pokeberry. So I'm excited about that. I know it's known to be poisonous, but that's if you chew the seeds, I think, and otherwise you can boil the leaves and have a poke salad, they call it, a salad. And also you can do with the berries, I saw on someone's McGee's Homestead channel, I believe it was, that you can, they are medicine, they're good for arthritis and joints that hurt. And so I'm excited about that. I have strawberries in this patch. Looks like 1, 2, 3. They're coming up, they're flowering. I'm happy about that. Wanted to put some rocks down, maybe paint this red, some little rocks. They say that discourages the birds. Back there I had a type of geranium, I think, or a dianthus, and it looks, it hit my head. It looks like it flopped over. It might have been stepped on by a deer or a rabbit. Sometimes they smash the stuff down when they come up here. I'm gonna put a little dirt on there. This is some herbs. I don't remember what, but it's from my herb garden. I'll show you probably at the end. This is a row of zinnias here. It's coming up. I also put some blue fescue here in this corner, and just some random, I think some of the extra herb seeds. And here's a little yarrow, which I'm okay with. There's the bee balm. So that's here underneath. I'm going to show how that's all come up green and nice. Now let's go down here quickly. I want to show you how at the base of this, see how we moved the solar panels to the front. I have, this is it's yellow. I always forget the name. It's in my other videos. Identified. I lost the Wi-Fi on my phone, so I can't do the CapCut anymore. This is just a grassroots video, if that's what you call it. I have some lamb's ear. Have my yucca that's coming up. I cut below to get that to come up better. Back there, I have some bee balm. And I put some mountain mint and bee balm in the front of this log to see, because the sun does reach back there, to see if it'll come up without being tended to too much. Creating a border. There's lamb's ear. I have some honeysuckle I'm trying to shape because I do like it. It smells so nice. And these are just yet flowering. And another yucca here. And this one I hope to clear, maybe do a sitting area. Not sure. There's a silverberry over there. And so that's okay for now. And then we're going to move on this side. Behind the panel, I planted here a whole bunch of, it was back here, Joe Pye weed. None of it came up that I can see, unless they're late or they'll come back next year. I don't know. I did it in the winter, and I had a bunch of seeds. I put them down. They're like dandelion. They're very wispy. They look like milkweed or dandelion seeds. I just put them all there and kept them watered, and they did have snow on them at some point. I bordered them off. Thought they'd grow at least one, but I don't see anything coming up. So this tree has low limbs. Now I have an elderberry, and I have some Kentucky primrose. I have here a bald cedar that I'm hoping will sprout someday. I'm not giving up on it. I scraped it, and it looks like the cambium is still green down below. This may sprout, and if it doesn't sprout from here, which I saw nodules, it looked like, hey, this could grow. But it was broken off. Excuse me. So now I'm thinking maybe it might come up from the surrounding area. Sometimes they have roots and things that come up, and this gets really wet and pools, which the bald cedars, if you look them up, they grow like in swamps. So back here I just did a border of zinnias, and it looks like they're coming up pretty good, and those will just be tall and pretty flowers. This is just a border I made of all the scrap wood that I had, but there is a nice spot behind there in the woods that I'll show in another video, that I want to make like a little sitting area or put a tent, and because it's flat ground and it looks really nice. I have these Asiatic lilies that I was surprised because I had forgotten. I put them here and they came up. My bamboo that I picked off of the side of the DMV doesn't look like it's coming. It's dry. I looked up that this is a cane brake, so you could literally, these are run through the South, the Carolinas. I don't see anything coming out here, but it's supposed to be coming out of here if it's growing, and I'm hoping. I mean, I can always go back and pull out another one, but these are pretty hardy. It did have a root. I have kept them wet. It's surrounded by this silverberry. That's okay. Here's a swamp sunflower also, because I was going to move that one once it grew. I had evidence that it grew. I was going to put that back in the forest or down by the ravine. I'll show you in another video. I have here my pear tree. It's Bartlett, grown from seed, and it has come up very nicely. I tried to shape it. I was thinking of doing an espalier with it. I'm not sure. I'm a first timer. I did cut down below, and I'm hoping to really compost it and keep it hydrated so that it can get up out of this clay soil. It's kind of muddy. It does get really hard in the summer if you don't give it something. But clay soil is very nutritious, so I'm hoping it will do something here. Even if it's 10-20 years, I suppose it'd be worth the wait. If I'm not living here, someone else can enjoy it. I just like to grow stuff. And here is I believe that's a black-eyed Susan that I moved. I have a lamb's ear there. So coming over here, now I see that this rock somehow is on top of this. So I'm going to move this rock. So this is I believe a ginger lily or a canna lily. I had a row of ginger lilies and canna lilies here. This is a shady spot. I think they're coming up out of this cluster. And this cluster of, see there? And there. This cluster of root. And let me see if I move this, because sometimes I put this out and then it covers what's trying to sprout, so I don't see anything there. So there's a little cubby I put for the birds, sometimes I put nuts there and try to keep them on the outskirts so they don't come in. And if they get what they want there. So I have these are the sticks from the swamp sunflowers. I just bundle them. Figured I could use them for something. I'm going to step back and show you then the side of my garden. So that's all of it. And where I was just coming from, and then here I have some hauga, which flowered nicely, and some monkey grass. I have the green and the variegated, but since they're snipped at the end, I imagine that somebody might be nibbling on them. Some more hauga here, and here. This is a bayberry, which I don't know if it's sprouting here from below or if it's going to come back at all, but I put it here and I left it here to see if it would, I wouldn't forget that as a marker. I have some monkey grass that I think I'm going to put out front. And I have this wonderful herb garden that my brother gifted me. And so the dill, it looks like it might be coming up. The thyme, I don't see anything in there. But these flowers that came off of the silverberries. The chives look like they're coming up. The parsley always takes way too long. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm actually gonna put the parsley down here because these can be wet but not drenched. There. And then here's the cilantro is coming up. The mustard is coming up. The basil hasn't come up yet. But again, I'm going to clear this tray because this tray is, so I could drain this, is too much. All right. We'll just do it like that. So I put this little fence back here to make it look a little better. This is also basil. I'm gonna drain that out a little. Excuse me. All right, and sage doesn't look like it's coming up yet, and I thought that would be the first to come up. Sorry, this is going to be a long video. So these are my Rose of Sharon propagations from Propagation Row. I just moved them here so they could get more sun. I see some roots coming out there, but not a lot. And this is from my nectarine pruning, and they did flush out with green up top, but what I really wanted was the roots down below, and I don't see any. So the ones back there did much better. Those little ones that you saw in the little container that were in the dirt did much better than in the water. Okay, that's the basil that I moved. And here I am at the back gate. And that's all. And hope I didn't run too long. Thanks for watching. That's the update.